Yeah, sorry about that, but man, I was working today, and this Jake was he was like, hey, we back, we won America back. I'm like, bruh, like Jake is dead asleep, man. So again, this is Romans 13 and 11. All right, Romans 13, 11. It reads, it says, okay, no. I'm in chapter 2. All right, so it says, and that knowing the time, it's like now it is high time to awake out of sleep. And what is that sleep? That deep sleep that Esau Edom has the whole world under the vibration of the wicked ways of these heathen, man. Especially Jake. Our people are dead sleep. Talking about voting, talking about the worries of like different city matters, like laws and stuff, like for the each separate city and stuff like that. You got people talking about matters in like the entertainment world, the media, just a lot of things of that nature. But it says, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. So our salvation is our salvation is nearer than what we believe at this current moment right now. They say it's gonna be a dark winter, and that's what this world is operating off of. Ultimately, it's the Most High giving His people a warning. All right, and even this election and this election was a warning, because you had people saying that they was gonna like riot and stuff like that, and that Jake was gonna be in the forefront, that we was gonna be the target, and people still don't want to listen. And that I'm gonna finish this one out, and I want to get another one. It said, yeah, nearer than we believe. This is verse 12. The night is far spent. The night is far spent because the works of darkness, man. Like everybody has had their chance of wickedness. We fell away from our heritage, but this world has been in the hands of the wicked for so long that we have been in darkness for so long. All right, so it should be more of a wake up call for our people to wake up. So then it says, let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. So putting on the armor of light is coming into this truth and coming back to your true heritage. It's about to get real rough. Real rough in these streets, man. All right, so yeah, I can't find it right now, but I know it's to the extent of all these are scourges for amendment. I can't remember what verse that is, but scourges basically is a punishment. Amendment is for change. The Lord is sending these things to this earth, the planet Earth, for His people to change. And they, the next verse goes on to say that they're not, from all the scourges, they're not going to change. Only the 1/3 is going to change and repent. and turn and put off the works of darkness, essentially. But this is Second Esdras, chapter 15 and I'm starting from verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imagination is against thee," and that goes back to what I just mentioned. The guy saying that well, various people like those groups that support the president right now, like they going out saying, yeah, like they're gonna go out and try to take out Jakes. They're gonna go and ultimately they going after Biden supporters, and they're going after Biden supporters, and who mostly voted for Biden? Jake. All right, so that's who they putting at the forefront of all this. So it says, "Fear not, the imagination is against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee." So all these people that's doubting what the prophets of the Lord are saying, don't worry about them, man. They don't matter. On this side, at least, they don't matter. It says, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." So all the scoffers and everybody saying, like, yeah, this not gonna happen, that's not gonna happen, you tripping, you bugging out, your conspiracy theories. Fuck all that right now, man. It says they will die in their unfaithfulness. So it says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually." And that goes back to it says, put a mark on those that sigh and cry, roughly paraphrasing, but that's the righteous and the just right there. And it says, "And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter." And yeah, man, most people are, just in this world in general, most people are mindless sheep, man. Like 2/3 of our people right now, man, they don't really, they think they're thinking for themselves, but they have no clue of what's going on right now, because their eyes aren't open to what certain people have their eyes open to. So then it says, "I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." So this is talking about in the end days. So we know it's not talking about the first Egypt. It's talking about spiritual Egypt. It says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before." So yeah, it's talking about the second Egypt, which is spiritually, it represents bondage. So then it says, "And will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring unto it. They that till the ground shall mourn." Because it's even starting now, like it's, they tilling the ground, but it's not gonna have any benefits, because it's a famine right now. And like on this side, they've put restrictions on buying like seeds and like agricultural items online. So they ultimately, it's the Most High, but Esau, he's using Esau to do it. So they're slowly bringing about this food shortage. So that's why people are mourning, because it's not going to be beneficial. And the farm workers, they can't get their crops to these stores and stuff, because they saying, oh yeah, they got C19 on it, or it got C19 over there, or something like that. Then it says, okay, For their seed shall fail through blasting and hail, and with fearful consolation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. So everybody gonna feel it. Everybody gonna go through some stuff. So it says, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that's the modern day gun, or any type of instrument you can use to potentially harm someone. And that's what we see, man. You know, Trump's people, his supporters, saying, you know, they bearing up arms. We seen multiple videos of them mounting up motherfucking 50 cals on pickup trucks. Yeah, on pickup trucks. So, it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And a man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. And I think the governor of New York or New Jersey, wherever he is, he said that, you know, people they're limiting the travel from city to city, and then here pretty soon is the restrictions are going to get tighter and tighter until you know what I'm saying, you can't really travel nowhere. And actually, I think overseas right now, it was talking about, like, you can only go within 1 kilometer to exercise. Only one person can be allowed out of the house, and things of that nature. So then it says, because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen. So he said, and that goes back to the people over there in the land right now, the 1948ers. It says they do these things. I'm gonna go. Let me see. It says, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen. So they do. It's basically saying, like, they're the people or the kings of the earth, the ones that run this country, they doing terrible things to the Lord's chosen, and it ain't nothing happening to the people over there in the land right now. So that's another way, you know, that what they say they got over there is not going for prophecy. So that means that they lying. So then it says, my right hand shall not spare the sinners. Who is the Lord's right hand? It's the Messiah, Hamashiach Yahushua. He says his right hand will not spare sinners. So those that are attached to the wicked and their ways, the Lord say that his only begotten son is going to, he said, spare means save. Those people are going to get destroyed. And it says, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. Who sheds innocent blood? Esau, Edom. It says, the fire is gone out from his wrath, and hath consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. For now are plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For Yahweh shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with chariots, many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And what is the land of the Assyrians? Assyria talks about Assyria being the rod of the Lord's anger. I'm paraphrasing with that, but Assyria is also Ashereth, spiritual Egypt, Babylon the great whore. It's talking about America. It says, shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. So they're gonna wage war on the U.S. And it says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, because the people over there in the Middle East, you know, they wild as fuck, man. They say, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then shall be troubled, keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them and consume some of them, and in their hosts shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Because it says strife among the kings because everybody's going to be warned with each other before the Messiah returns. So then it says, behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star. That's talking about them ICBM missiles that they're going to shoot at America. So then it says, blood shall be from the sword unto the belly, and dung of men unto the camel's hoe. And there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon the earth, and they that see the wrath shall be afraid, trembling shall come upon them. So people just gonna be terribly afraid, man. You see these people out here, you know, walking as if they know what's going on, as if their way is the only way. They you know, it says Israel is the sand of the sea, roughly paraphrasing in Hosea 1:10. So it's a lot of Jake out here just walking, you know what I'm saying, walking like they got it going on, walking with great pride, as we read just in here. So in that day, you gonna see people shaking like little bitches. All right. So yeah, I think that was out of there, but I'm gonna come back to this too. Also, I was talking to somebody and I was discussing this verse right here. This is Luke 23. This is Luke chapter 23 and verse 31. Actually, hold on. Let me see. All right, so I'm going to start. I'm going to start from verse 28. This is Luke 23 and 28. It says, but Yahushua turning unto them said, daughters of Jerusalem, weep not for me. I'm thinking, I think this is right before right before they crucified him. So it says, Yahushua turning unto them said, daughters of Jerusalem, weep not for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children. For behold, the days are coming in the which they shall they shall say, blessed are the barren and women and wombs that never bear, and paps which never gave suck. And this is right before the time where they sieged Jerusalem in 70 AD. But if you go to Ecclesiastes, let me pull that up real fast. Ecclesiastes. All right, so this is Ecclesiastes 1:9, Old Faithful, another one. So it says, the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. So history repeats itself. So with that being said, this happened in 70 AD. So it says, read it again, it says, for behold, the days are coming, in the which they shall say, blessed are the barren and the wombs that never bear, and paps which never gave suck, because it's gonna be difficult in the times that we coming up on. because it's gonna be real difficult, because it's gonna be famine and a lot of chaos going on. And then you know, I read a story, I think it's in Kings or Chronicles or something, where these women, they like, yeah, it's two women and they got it's two women and they had a son. So she's like, yeah, let's boil your son, and then tomorrow we'll eat your kid. So they boil the kid, and they eat him. So the next day, the woman is like, yeah, like, where's your you know, like, it's time to put your kid in the pot. And she's like, yeah, I lost him or something like that. So, you know, I brought that up because it's gonna be real rough, man. It's not gonna be no food, and things like that are gonna occur again. So yeah, it's just gonna be real wild. So then it says, this is verse 30. Then shall they begin to say, mountains fall on us, and to the hills cover us. So the people in those days are going to be wishing just to, you know, just to perish. And then it says, yeah, it says, to the hills cover us, yeah. So then it says, verse 31, for if they do these things in a green tree, what shall be done in the dry? So they was acting wild. They wanted to crucify the Messiah when everything was all good. So right now, we can put that in right now. Everything's all good, you know, normal. You can put your little mask on. You get in the car, you do whatever you do. You can still go out and stuff. Everything is cool. But what's going on in the streets, man? People are protesting. You got the stuff over there with SARS and everything. Oh no, they going wild over there. So just in America, just say in America, everything is all good. You know, it's kind of normal. This is the new normal. But you still got people protesting. You still got people getting arrested. You still got people blocking off intersections. And that ain't crazy as fuck. But what about, it says, for if they do these things in a green tree, what shall they do? What shall be done in the dry? So when everything is all good, when the tree is still green and it's still putting forth fruit, and they acting crazy, so what about when the tree die? It's gonna be hectic as hell, man. So it says, and there were also two other malefactors led with him to be put to death. Oh, no, I didn't want that one. All right, so then I wanted to finish the in Romans. So this is Romans 13:13. It says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting or in drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying, but put ye on the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. So don't walk after carnalities. We need to be spiritual and seek the Most High through his Son. It says, not walking in drunkenness. So when you're drunk, you don't know. It's not talking about being actually drunk. It's talking about being spiritually drunk. You don't know what's going on. Just like in Jonah, you don't know your right hand from your left. You aren't aware of the devices that the devil uses. Yeah, let me actually get that. So you actually want to walk in you want to be sober, so that you can be aware of what's actually going on. You want to be on your tower, as in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. Yeah, I'm gonna go there. All right, so this is Habakkuk chapter 2, and I'm starting at verse 1. It says, "For I will stand upon my watch and set upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision." What's the vision? These prophecies. "And make it plain upon tables." So make it plain so that make it plain so that whoever you're telling it to, they will understand it. So then it says that he may run that readeth it. So if you have eyes to see, ears to hear, and you understand the doctrine, make it plain so that he can understand it, and that he can go and, find some more believers. So then it says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time." Everything has an appointed time. At one point, the men that have labored, starting with High Priest Abba Bivens, and then down to Apostle Har of GMS, all the way down to the brothers, the ones that's just getting into this faith. People scoffed and mocked at what we're doing, and they haven't seen it yet because it has an appointed time. It hasn't occurred yet. They can't see. They don't have. They weren't blessed with the eyes to see the things that are in this book. Simply because, for one, they don't have the eyes to see, and then it has an appointed time. So they don't really see things until it's close up in their face. As actually, I think it's 1 Corinthians. So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 12. It says, "For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know, even as also I am known." So it says, "For now we see through a glass darkly." That glass is talking about the scriptures. We are aware. We have spiritual eyes to see these things, so we know that they're going to happen. But as soon as we see them, that's the part where it says then face to face, because we actually experiencing it. Slocky. But it says again, it says, "For now we see through a glass darkly," because we got the scriptures. Then it says face to face. People that scoff and mock, they don't see through that glass darkly. They only see face to face. That's all. They can't really think they can't see 3 steps ahead. All right. And that's why we gotta cherish the spiritual gift that we have, because it can be taken at any moment. As in Revelation chapter 2 and verse 4. But they can only see face to face. And I'm gonna grab that too. And I'm gonna close out on Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. See, man, they going crazy, man. Beeping the horn and shit. All right, so this is no, this is John. Hey, he ain't about to be playing in them streets, man. So this is Revelation 2 and this is Revelation 2 and 4. It says, "Nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love." So when you come into this truth becomes your first love. So then it says, verse 5, "Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee quickly, and I will remove thy candlestick out of his place, except thou repent." So again, some people are not going to be in this thing. You don't have the time that you think that you got, like those. That's the 5 unwise virgins. They didn't have the time that they thought that they had. they was bullshitting and lollygagging around. So this is the Messiah talking right here. He says, I will come unto thee and take and will remove thy candlestick out of his place. That candlestick is the light. Oh shit. Is the light. The light is the understanding, this knowledge. You know, if you out here bullshitting, you're not always gonna have the understanding. All right. So that's why we gotta really be humble in this thing and not walk in pride. And and don't, you know, try our best not to go off, because we are in these fleshly bodies. So so it says, this verse 3, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So it says at the end it shall speak. And what's speaking? These prophecies, man. The prophecies are manifesting. All right. And by speak, I'm using my phone to record. By speak, what is speaking? My definition, my interpretation of speaking is telling you something. These prophecies are telling us something. You know, as I got the starting precept that I pulled through the Spirit was Romans 13:11. It's high time to awake out of sleep, man. And that's what Jake is in right now, is a deep slumber. So it says, though it tarry. So again, it tarried for a while. People will read this and you'll tell them, and you know they don't see it. You know, for a little bit it'll be waiting, and then boom, it hits. And then, you know, through the Spirit, we knew that it was going to happen. But then people, you know, they're actually surprised, because they're like, yeah, they didn't really think it was going to happen. Because they didn't see it. So it says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, and it will not tarry. So when it comes, you know, it's going to be here, and, you know, it's not going to, let me see. So yeah, basically since it does have an appointed time, it's not going to happen just at that moment, but when it comes, it's going to essentially be here. All right. So then it says, behold. And that kind of reminds me of, I think it's another verse. It might be in the Apocrypha. It talks about, it says, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. And by slack, it means like they're coming with, you know, when it comes, it's coming with full force. So then it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. So his soul is talking about Esau, Edom, so-called white man. So then it says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine his philosophies and his ways of life, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. And why doesn't he keep at home? Because he don't have a home. He takes everything by violence. So it says, who enlargeth his desire as hell. Yeah, he takes everything by violence. And he's not really, as we can get right here, it says, and is as death and cannot be satisfied. He takes everything, he can't be satisfied. This dude kills nature, animals, fucking food. This just destroys everything, man. On one side, you got Jake, who is life, and then on his side, on Esau's side, the so-called white man is death, man. Kills everything. It says, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? Yeah, he takes everything, man. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And clay is you go to the concordance, it's talking about debt. The U.S. is in so much debt, man. All right, so I'm going to finish it off on Habakkuk 2:15. It says, woe unto them, or woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. And that's exactly what the elites of this world do. They, you know, they feed these people different ways of life. And, you know, Jake eat it on up, man. And, you know, they put Jake at the forefront of everything because people will see Jake and they'll want to be just like him. So Jake had these heathens, you know, going crazy, man. Because if you look at, you know, rappers like Chief Keef, man, he got, you know, he do tours all around the world, but, you know, Jake's over here in the U.S., they'll look up to him. So then they know that they got them, in a trap. And then you got people overseas, man, they'll look at him and, you know, they be vibing with the music. So and that's just one celebrity. So it says, and makest him drunk also. Yeah, because they're gonna be totally lost, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. And their nakedness is talking about when you're clothed, when you're nakedness is synonymous with being unclean. So when you're clothed, you're clean. So like they giving you the bottle to be drunk, and so that they can look on your nakedness, so they can look on your sin. If you go to Psalms 83, it talks about dividing us as a nation, roughly paraphrasing, but that's their plan. They want to see you go off. That's why they put pork in almost everything, man. It says, verse 16, thou filled with shame for glory, drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. Talking about Esau, Edom. And that's why all this is happening, because this is the end, man. If you can't see it, then it ain't looking good. But Abaratazada was edifying. Call Halayim La, Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honor to the elders and the apostle, great Millstone, and Thomas, truth and rule well. Shalom.